What's going on, everyone? Logan Paul, he is a man of many things. He is a Pokemon collector and advocate. He is a YouTuber, has the podcast. He is a boxer. He even fought Floyd Mayweather. But on top of all of those things, he is also the winner of Wrestlemania 38. Him and The Miz took out Rey and Dominic Mysterio, and Logan Paul became the champion of WrestleMania. Now, many people absolutely hate when celebrities come into wrestling and take over the sport and become champions. I mean, David Arquette is a brilliant example of that. I mean, he got just destroyed for that. But it's never these celebrities' faults, right? I mean, this is all set up. They have this all planned, and it becomes this thing where they become the champions, they become the stars, and then all the fans are upset and everyone talks about it. It's just a marketing play at the end of the day. It's a way to keep the sport interesting. It's a way to keep things fascinating. It's a way to get people talking, and whether it's good or bad. I mean, publicity is publicity no matter how you slice it. And Logan Paul is a figure that is shrouded in just much publicity, right? Everything he does is front page news. He's had quite the character arc in the world that we live in, right? I mean, his growth and development, which I do respect, he has come a long way. And however you feel about Logan Paul, it doesn't matter. The fact is, at the end of the day, he is somebody that at least puts in the work and puts in the effort, right? I mean, he is somebody that has really transformed himself, his body, his image, everything. He is somebody that is willing to put in the effort and go that extra mile to be that athlete. He is a wrestler. That's another thing too. At least he is somebody that was like a state champion wrestler, if I'm not mistaken. He's somebody that was elite in wrestling. I mean, he was, in many people's eyes, a prodigy back when he was younger. And so it's not like this is just some random person that came in and took over WrestleMania and became a champ. I mean, it's still a show, it's still entertainment, it's still display. And Logan Paul is all of those things. He is entertainment. He is a display in many ways. And he is a public figure that many people either seem to love or hate about him. And a lot of people have came around. A lot of people have really enjoyed him. Jake Paul is the one that really gets all the slack. You know, he's the problem child, quote unquote. And many people want to see him just get pummeled in a boxing match. But regardless, however you feel, again, they have really turned a big eye and spotlight on just the wrestling and boxing and MMA for good or bad, especially boxing. I mean, you could argue they've reinvigorated the sport in many ways. I mean, you have these two camps of people that either just want to see Jake Paul just get his face punched in, or you have the other side that is like, you know, he's doing great. He's at least shining a light. He's putting money in people's pockets. You know, he's starting controversy, which is always a thing in this world. You know, people love to hear the controversy. People love to hear the negatives rather than the positives. But they're at least people that are willing to go that effort. They're the people that are at least willing to go that extra mile in order to achieve these things. They're not just being handed the keys and saying, here you go. I mean, they develop their platform. They develop their following, you know, and you have to respect it in many ways. They are incredible marketers and geniuses when it comes to the business side. They've proved it time and time again. Everything that they have wanted to do, they have done it, and they have done it with success, which is hard to say for many others, even celebrities. There are many celebrities that have tried to get into the sport of boxing. I mean, look at like the Ace family. I'm not heavily familiar with the Ace family, but they tried to put on, you know, the Golden Gloves boxing thing event, whatever it was, social gloves. And they tried to have the TikTokers and YouTubers, and everyone thought it was going to be great, and it literally bankrupted the Ace family. They lost their home. They lost all kinds of stuff. And many other people have tried to replicate what Jake Paul has been able to really capitalize on and achieve. And there is some credit that needs to be placed on his name, as well as Logan Paul. I mean, again, Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather, and he's supposed to be fighting Mike Tyson. He will be the only person ever to do that. That is insane. The fact that this YouTuber who came up, who had just a troubled past and just made a bunch of terrible decisions, was able to reform himself, was able to change and grow up, because that's what we all need. We all need the opportunity to evolve, to grow. None of us are the same person we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever the case may be. And I do think Logan Paul has done a good job. Now, is he the saint of the earth? Absolutely not. He still has his skeletons, I'm sure. He still has things about him that many people don't like, but at least he's made the effort. At least he's changed who he is in many ways and has become a more tolerable human being. And that's all we can ask at the end of the day. But they have absolutely taken over this world of sports in many ways. I mean, they could at this point they could pretty much do whatever they want, and they have a inherent built-in audience that are going to watch for better or worse. Because there's always going to be those two camps. There's always going to be the people that absolutely want to see the Paul brothers just get destroyed, and you're going to have the other half that want to see them succeed, or just curious, or just whatever the case may be. It's been proven time and time again. I mean, Jake Paul, he hasn't fought a real boxer yet, and he's still raking in hundreds, tens of millions of dollars. It's ridiculous the money that he is getting for these types of things, and he's not even really fighting real people. But it's the spectacle, it's the entertainment. It's much like wrestling. That's why I'm making the comparison, because it's entertainment. Why would they allow Logan Paul to win this event, WrestleMania 38? Well, because it's entertainment, and it gets people talking, it gets people excited, it gets people upset, and that's always, whenever you can draw an emotion out of somebody, that's a benefit. That is a positive. That is always a very big thing. And that's what we saw with WrestleMania 38. But, again, as always, it's a question. I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What is your opinion on Logan Paul winning WrestleMania 38? Are you happy about it? Are you unhappy about it? What is your thoughts on Logan Paul, period? Are you somebody that's in his camp and thinks like, he really has changed. He really has reformed. It's nice to see that. And are you somebody that thinks like, he really does put in the effort. He really does put in the time. And he is willing to work hard for his goals. He is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve something that he sets his mind to, which I think is very admirable. It's something that it's a good thing to shine a light on. And it's something that I think, again, however you feel about him, it's something, we all have those traits. We all have those things that deserve credit and that deserve a light shined on. And I think that this is one of those things when it comes to him. Because there are many people that aren't willing to put in that time, aren't willing to put in that work. I mean, the dude is filthy rich. He doesn't have to do any of this stuff. He could just do his podcast for the rest of his life and be set and not have to worry about anything. He already has generational wealth, but he's still willing to just dedicate his body, his time, his mind, his energy, everything to wrestling and boxing and all these various things. Same thing with Jake Paul. He's made more money than any of us will ever see in our lifetime. And he still is willing to do that. And I do think that deserves some credit. But again, are you on the other side of the camp where you're like, no, I want to see them get their face punched in? Because like I said, there's always those two sides. There's always the side that's like, yeah, like it is cool to see this. They are shining a light. But then there is a side that's like, they're destroying the world of sports, destroying the world of boxing, things like that. Which, worst case scenario, hopefully things change. Hopefully this is something, and as a catalyst, if you are in the camp of like, yeah, they are destroying these things, at least hopefully it's a spotlight that helps these sports to evolve, helps put more money in these fighter pockets, helps light a fire. Whoever the first real boxer is to fight Jake Paul is probably going to be a major celebrity. They're probably going to blow up, and especially the first person to beat him. First person to knock him out or something like that is going to be the president of the United States next. That's just how it's going to be. But either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the Paul brothers and just what have they done? How do you perceive them? What do you think it's good that they are able to do this? Do you at least respect them for what they've been able to achieve? You don't have to like somebody to respect their accomplishments. You can always separate the artist from the art, so to speak. We all have that music or, artist or creator or whatever the case may be that we might not really like them as an individual, but we're like, their music's great or their art's great or whatever they created is great. Are you one of those people that can separate the two? Or do you think no, like it doesn't matter? Like they're terrible people. They shouldn't be supported regardless. You know, because I always think it's very interesting whenever a discussion about the Paul brothers is brought up, especially Jake. You know, Jake has kind of embraced that stereotype of him just being this like ridiculous human being. And but Logan, I feel like, has matured a lot. But either way, I do think that they deserve some credit. But let me know your thoughts. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports, join this wonderful community, and all of our discussions. See you all in the next one. Thank you.